FBI.gov. You go here, right? They got their most wanted missing persons is typically how their stuff has always been. You go into about, okay. Let's see here, missions and priorities. Okay. Yeah, our priorities. U.S. terrorist attacks. So terrorism, counterintelligence, espionage, cyber criminal activity, and then public corruption, which dirty cops and stuff like that, right? So, here, let me actually go back a bit here, because this is a typical government website, poorly designed. You know what I'm saying, guys? But this is the U.S. government. This is how we always make this joke on that the U.S. government is always several years behind. Okay, so what we investigate, bam, right? So here, obviously, terrorism is their number one thing, guys, right? And we talked about this. We broke this down on the Boston Marathon bombing case, the Joint Terrorism Task Force, which is basically, a task force comprised of several different agencies, federal, state, local, municipal, whatever. They all sit in one location, typically an FBI field office in a major city, and they investigate terrorism together. They use everyone's different authorities and databases and skill sets and, abilities to go ahead and combat terrorism from a holistic level. This obviously became much more prioritized after 9/11, because a big reason, I'm going to break down 9/11 for y'all as well, too, by the way. But the problem with 9/11 was 9/11, there were intelligence gaps. Al-Qaeda was able to exploit those, and they were able to successfully conduct the 9/11 attacks because people weren't sharing information, which obviously JTTF nowadays is responsible for doing that. But you got counterintelligence as well, which is basically espionage, okay? And we're going to talk about that in detail as well today. But basically, guys, the FBI, like I said, they have two hats, right? I said we, LOL. No, I work for Homeland Security, not FBI. But the FBI does the law enforcement, and they do the counterintelligence, and they do the intelligence, right? Which a lot of the intelligence portion is counterintelligence. People that they might discover to be spies, people that are working for the U.S. government that are giving secrets away. Whether it's Chinese foreign intelligence, Russian foreign intelligence, or worse yet, someone that works for the government that's sharing secrets with foreign powers, okay? Giving classified information away, all right? Whether it's secret, top secret, or top secret SCI, which we'll break that down a little bit as well. There's different clearances that you have to have. But then they also have the law enforcement side, which is, the public corruption, the bank robberies, the terrorism cases, etc. So they have two different hats, guys. And other law enforcement agencies have intelligence sections too, but by far the FBI is the strongest law enforcement / intelligence agency in the United States, because they have two different hats that they wear. Does Homeland Security have intelligence? Yes, they do. Does DEA have intelligence? Yes, they do. Does ATF have intelligence? Yes, they do. However, it's going to be cap if I tell you guys that it comes anywhere close to the FBI, because the FBI is a serious component to the intelligence community. The biggest thing, though, guys, is that the FBI prioritizes intelligence domestically, okay? Whereas people like the NSA and the CIA prioritize intelligence internationally. One more time for y'all, because I want you guys to really burn this in your brains, okay? Because everyone thinks that the CIA and the FBI are the same. No, they are not, okay? The FBI wears two hats, law enforcement and intelligence, okay? With the intelligence side, the FBI is in charge of domestic intelligence, okay? Whereas the CIA is not a law enforcement agency. They do not have arrest authority, especially within the United States. The CIA is an international agency, and they prioritize collecting information on foreign nationals abroad, never domestically, okay? It's a big issue which is why Snowden got in so much trouble, because he revealed information from WikiLeaks that showed that they were collecting on U.S. citizens, which is something that intelligence agencies are not supposed to be doing. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. That's all public information now at this point, right? And by the way, real quick, because I should, just to let you guys know, we're not going to be discussing anything classified on this podcast, all right? We're not going to do that, all right? Though I am familiar with how intelligence works, everything like that, we're not going to talk about any of that stuff. Anything that we do talk about on today's episode is going to be openly available, stuff that's discoverable, stuff that's already out there. We're not going to be talking about no classified stuff. So if you're here to be like, oh, I want some class, it's not going to operate, bro. That's illegal, and that's not how we do things. And plus, classified shit is not as sexy as you guys think it is. Trust me. It's a lot of the time it's like information. You're like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't even that. It's not classified because it's actually like secret stuff. A lot of the time it's because it's collected in a certain fashion, which automatically makes it classified. That's how classified shit ends up classified most of the time. All right, guys.